Lab special. Right now, the king, Jerry Lawler, right here, and I kind of got a serious question I want to ask because one of the big pieces of news that came out in professional wrestling, Jerry, is the announcement that it's out in the public that you admitted that you and Bill Dundee are not getting along and are not the same tag partners that you were when you were the greatest in the country.
Well, that's basically it. I didn't mean for it to be a big news item. It was something I guess it has turned into that. It was something that I just felt personally that I needed to simply get off my chest. You know, as I said down on Memphis TV, I've tried to make it a habit over the years that I've been in professional wrestling to at least be honest or do my best to be honest with the fans. I think that they know that if I felt something, I told them about it. If I had something on my mind, I said it, and I usually meant what I said. And I think I have earned the respect of the people that way.
True.
Now, if I could have gone on and tried to team with Bill Dundee and to come out on interviews and said, hey, Bill and I are the same tag team that we used to be, but it just wasn't true, and I didn't feel right coming out and making those kind of interviews. I didn't feel right teaming with Bill. Too many things have happened, Lance. You know.
Yes, I wanted to get that, Jerry. I wanted you to say that because a lot of people may not have heard you, may not know why. The point is that too many things have happened since you guys originally were a tag team.
Well, that's true. You know, we went through the entire situation, feud, whatever you want to call it, to where I finally won the match. He had to leave the area, and there were a lot of things said that, words, I guess, are like stones. Once they're thrown, the damage is done. A lot of this kind of stuff, too much water was under the bridge, and we didn't really get along. We tried, I tried, and I guess Bill did too, as best we could to team together again, but it just wasn't the same. The chemistry's not there anymore, and there's no use trying to make something good out of a bad situation.
I know you don't want to get into a personality argument thing, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you this. Is Dundee, is it a fact that Dundee is not really making an effort to mend some of the ways that he had, or what's your feeling about that, or do you want to comment?
Well,
I like where you do.
Yeah, I realize that, but it seems like every time I say something, like I said, all I'm trying to do is be honest. Every time I say something, it all of a sudden turns into a big news item thing. They make a big deal out of it. But as far as I'm concerned, these are my own personal opinions, feelings, and no, I don't think he's changed one bit. He may stand out here and try to tell the people that he has, but as far as he and I being around each other, as far as teaming together, he's the same Bill Dundee that he was when I was fighting against him, trying to get him out of the area.
I told you Saturday I was booked to wrestle in this match, and I'm wrestling. You're the one that chickened out, so you get your little fanny back to the back, Daddy. Well, you just get Eddie Marlin back out of here, and I'll tell you how we'll settle this. You're the one that chickened out, brother. Now, if you want, I'll wrestle you right now, and the winner can stay and wrestle with Austin Idol and Dutch Mantell, because I got nothing against them, Daddy. Oh, yeah. Believe what the king's going to tell you, Idol. Hey, you wasn't here Saturday, son. Let me tell you the real story. I wanted to be your partner. He's the one that backed out, not me, Daddy. No, I told you Saturday too, son.
Bill Dundee, evidently you didn't listen too good Saturday morning, because I told you you could have the night off tonight, so you can just go right on back to the dressing room.
Well, I'll tell you something. I was booked here. I signed a contract. I either wrestle tonight, wrestle Jerry Lawler or them goofs back there, or you pay me, Daddy. It doesn't make no never mind to me.
Money is all you're interested in. You'll get paid for your match. You can just go on right on back to the dressing room.
Well, why don't you just do it my way? Why don't you let me wrestle him for the winner of this match to be their partner? What you reckon?
You can go on back in the back, Bill. You're not going to wrestle anybody.
Well, all I can say is things ain't changed since I've been going back, Daddy. Whatever Jerry Lawler wants, he gets.
Well, as we said, Bill Superstar Dundee, and we're here to talk to him regarding current events.
Billy, I think you're here to try to cover up what's really happened. You talk about a Watergate cover-up. No, Lance. Let me just explain my version. I'm sure that, everybody's saying, well, why is Bill doing what he's doing? Bill never did nothing, Lance. You was there. The man walked out on television 3 or 4 weeks ago, and he declined the match. He said, I don't want to be Bill Dundee's partner.
Now, wait, Bill. What he said, you all weren't getting along. He thought it would be better, and he volunteered to step down, but you wouldn't accept any partners that Eddie Marlin put up there.
Well, now I explained that real well, too. I thought I had a legitimate beef on that, too. The thing that Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee wasn't getting along was in a personal life. I mean, he didn't want to go drink beer with Bill Dundee. I didn't want to go drink beer with him. But when we was in the ring, I never tried to do nothing bad to Jerry Lawler. I gave 110%. If he didn't feel like he was giving 110%, that wasn't my fault. I just don't think the man's got it no more, and that's how I feel. Now, the rest of the partners, Eddie, well, I don't want to go into this again. I had the reasons not to ask for none of them. Dutch Mandel doesn't particularly like me. Ricky Morton's just a young kid. He's good for the little girls to scream, ain't he pretty? But he ain't the kind of man I want. And the Fabs are into the Fabs. They weren't worried about Bill Dundee. But not now. Everybody says Bill Dundee was at fault. It's not Bill Dundee, Lance. Everybody, whatever Jerry Lawler wants, Jerry Lawler gets. And I'll tell you what he wants. He wants a match with Bill Dundee, and he's going to get that right here in Jackson Coliseum, and I'm going to beat his brains out.
Yeah. Okay, Bill, let me just put this very honestly on it. It looks to me like you're trying to force the issue. Lawler said, I'm not trying to make people mad at Dundee. I don't try to make them like me any better. It looks like you're trying to force the issue to get a Dundee-Lawler showdown just as soon as you possibly can.
Yeah, but you're really not going to expect me to believe that. He is an American. He is a redneck like all the people out there, and whatever he says, they're going to say, well, Jerry Lawler said it, so it's got to be true. Bill Dundee's a little Australian. He came here, gave 110%, just like he's doing now. And everybody said, well, he can't be too bad for a foreigner. And all of a sudden, just because Jerry Lawler walks out here and says he doesn't want to be partners with Bill Dundee, the whole world comes down on Bill Dundee. And I don't think it's right, Lancer. No. So when I get rid of Jerry Lawler, we'll clear this little mess up, and maybe they'll start liking Bill Dundee again.
Billy,
or see it his way.
You know as well as I know, I have never said anything but you're a tough son of a gun. You're as tough pound for pound as anybody I've ever seen. But if you can sit here and honestly tell me that what you did with Tommy Rogers, slapping him right smack in the face on television, was not trying to perpetuate something, not trying to bring about a fight.
I was trying to make a fight, Lance, because I knew if we just walked down to that Coliseum in a wrestling match, I'd beat him. It'd be that easy. He's just a boy, too. He's like Ricky Morton. He's just a young guy trying to get into a rough sport. So I slapped him a little bit, and everybody gets mad. All I did was make a fight of it, Lance, and you was there. You thought it was a good fight, wasn't it?
Yeah, certainly it was a good fight in the thing, but I'm talking about how you brought it about, and then you tried to make it into a thing that Rogers was hiding behind.
Well, he was. He never did nothing till Jerry Lawler came out. See, everything that Jerry Lawler wants to do seems to be okay. He come out, pushed me down, nobody said nothing. I never invited him out there. I was standing talking to Tommy Rogers and you. Lawler comes out, snatches me from behind, throws me down. That's okay. I get up, want to fight, then he doesn't want to fight. Eddie Marlin comes out, takes Lawler's side, takes Tommy Rogers' side, and runs me off. You think that's right? Well, it isn't right, brother. When I get him right here in this Jackson Coliseum, it ain't going to be nobody to stop it, Lancer. And like I said before, there's supposed to be a battle royal, but one of us ain't going back. Either Jerry Lawler or Bill Dundee's not going to be able to go back, because I'm going to beat his brains out, Lancer. Well, I got a thing to prove to me.
Now, a lot of people have felt like, and I'm just telling you what I have heard from a lot of the wrestling fans, that Bill Dundee is, quote, jealous because he hadn't gotten some of the title bouts. Okay. Now you've got the U.S. Junior Heavyweight title. Is that going to satisfy you?
No, it's not going to satisfy. Okay, there's another thing. Remember 2 weeks ago, Lawler came out. Now, see, I can put this all together and make it look like Jerry Lawler's the bad guy, and he is the bad guy. He come back out here 2 weeks after that thing happened with him and said, I'm taking no more tag team partners. I want the world title. And that's what was in the back of his mind 3-4 weeks ago before he backed out of this match. But the way he did it, he put all the heat on Bill Dundee. He said, me and Bill's not getting along, so I'll just bow out. He wanted to bow out because he wants to go chase Nick Bockwinkel. Well, I want to chase Nick Bockwinkel. I got to go through Jerry Lawler to get back in the top spot, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. He doesn't want me for a partner. I don't want him for a partner, but I'm going to end up with that world belt before he does.
I'm sorry, Bill. I have always had great respect for your ability in the ring. I do not understand exactly some of the attitude, and I think a lot of the wrestling fans feel the same way that you've taken in there, that you have only one thing in mind, and that's Bill Dundee. There are other things to think about.
That's true, too. That's true. But the main thing I got to think about right now is Bill Dundee, and the only stepping stone between me and more greatness than I've already got is Jerry Lawler, and I'm going to beat his brains out because I have a personal score to settle with him.
Okay, you hear it from the little Australian that we have seen so many times in a ring. When adversity is tough, by golly, he is just as tough as it is, I think there are other people that are waiting to get a hold of him. We're going to find that out. Bill, thank you for being here and talking with us and being very honest with us. We'll be back.